It means a gold product that has in some way damaged the social conditions or has damaged the environment. And unfortunately for gold, it is a very dirty product. For example, small scale miners, they have very traditionally used mercury. Mercury is a very neurotoxic chemical. You use mercury to what we call amalgam small gold particles with mercury. Mercury and gold like each other, you know, they're kind of hand and glove. And then what you would do is you would amalgam that and then you burn that amalgam off. And obviously you could be breathing the mercury in, the mercury could escape into the water system. It's obviously poisonous, it builds up the toxic residues in water, in the body, in the fish stock. So it can be very, very damaging. Also, because small scale mining is unregulated, and in a lot of cases it's quite illegal, it's very marginal, it works at the margins of society, and so the environmental impact can be very bad as well in terms of deforestation, etc. So that's a small scale mining. Large scale mining, on the other hand, is a completely different kettle of fish. It's highly industrialized, there's a lot of capital, money goes into it, and they use a process called cyanidation. So you will literally be using thousands of tons of cyanide a year to heap leach gold rock. So a lot of the large scale miners will create huge swimming pool size vats, which they put the rock dust in, which has got gold in it, they'll pour cyanide over it, and then they leach it. The cyanide leaches the gold, and then you draw that off, and then you process the gold from that. It's much more technical than that, but that effectively is the process. Mercury, cyanide, very dirty products. If you mix those products with other chemicals, other acids, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, diesels, it can create acid mine drainage. That is very, very poisonous to the environment, animals, all kinds of stuff. And unfortunately for all mines, they leak. You know, every large scale miner will tell you they don't leak, but they do leak. So that's a part of the environmental problem. Large scale mines create conflict with communities, because if you're going to mine in an area, I can think of one location, for example, in Africa that I'm linked to at the moment, or beginning a piece of work with. You know, one company's got a 6,000 square kilometre lease. Inside that lease, there are communities, there are villages, there are small scale miners. In order for that mining company to be able to access that product, they have to get rid of those people off the land. So you have conflict. The people are entitled to the land, they have land rights. The government has sold the mineral rights. To get to the mineral, you have to go through the land. There's your problem. So socially, in communities, it can be very, very damaging. And unfortunately, historically, a lot of large-scale miners, have been guilty of, you know, forcibly removing people, human rights violations, all kinds of issues, in particular in terms of gold. The big issue for me personally is that because there has been no legal requirement for transparency and traceability, accountability in the gold industry, these kind of abuses, human rights issues, environmental issues have largely gone unnoticed. So consumers of jewellery don't always make the connection between the ring that they're buying and the source of the metal, the source of where it comes from. So we need more traceability and transparency. More traceability and transparency means people will have much more information about what's going on the ground. That's dirty gold.